Hi, my name is Laura Lewis, and I teach at Hume Fogg, and I teach sophomore English. And I observed Joy O'Eddle's 9th grade class because all of her students will be coming to me next year, and we're working on vertical teaming. So the first thing that we did was I took notes during my observation, and I recorded the time that the class happened in increments of different times to have evidence to base our discussion off of. We began our conversation by going over the notes that I took, which were just objective documenting what happened during the class, so that we could then go over and analyze what happened based on the notes that I took. I thought it was fantastic. I was so impressed that she pulled out the word archetype all by herself. And just, excellent academic vocabulary to build on. And then, so your questions were, what is Cisneros saying? Is she praising it? Let's take it further. And then Zeke raised his hand and volunteered. After we went over the summary, we related what happened in class to the framework, and we looked at teacher best practices. And under teacher best practices, we looked at instructional strategies and assessment and feedback. We looked at what Joy did well and what was effective about how she planned the class, how she paced the class, and how she led the class. And then we looked at some improvements she could make. Okay, so student work displays an integral relationship between technology and the content area. And I thought that using the Elmo to display their work, it worked seamlessly, and it didn't take too much time, because my biggest issue in trying to use technology in the classroom is that sometimes it just it eats up so much instructional time when I'm pushing buttons and turning things on and making sure it is going.
And adjusting.
Right. But I thought it worked really well because you took the work, you just simply put it over there on the Mobi, and then it was up and ready to go. And then we moved on to the student work. And we thought this would be most effective because we're looking at what Joy did in the class, and then we could look at the cause and effect relationship and how that relates directly to the work that the students produced. We had 3 examples of student work. One student was a very effective example of analysis. Another student was developing analysis and just needed a little bit more push. And then one student who needs some more help understanding the thought process that goes along with analysis and kind of missed the concept altogether. And finally, we talked about 2 different ways to improve instructional strategies.
And explain why you think that's the best one.
That's cool.
It might work. Sometimes with peer review things,